Hello and welcome back, my friends. I'm Dan and this is Plant Abundance on YouTube. I'm standing under my new hugelkultur tunnel. This is something I thought of a couple years ago. Finally, I've been able to implement the design this year. I'm really excited about it. I think it turned out pretty good. The thing about this design is these hugelkulturs were placed the right distance apart. Just so happens they're about 8 feet on center, which ended up being perfect because they're raised about 3 feet off the ground. So by taking these 16-foot by 4.5-foot cattle panels, which are readily available at hardware stores like Lowe's, Tractor Supply, different feed stores, you can find these. Just call around if you're not quite sure where to get them. But because of the height of the hugels and the distance, this ended up turning out really nice. And so what this is going to allow me to do is to utilize the airspace, vertical growth. This is something I've spoken on in the channel many times before. It's so important, especially if you're growing in a limited amount of space. Don't forget to utilize that vertical layer and grow upward. You could multiply the amount of space you have to grow by doing this. Now, if you don't have access to a cattle panel, or you don't have the funds to get one of these together, because they are a little bit expensive. They're about $35 a piece. I've got 3 stretching the span of these hugelkulturs. You can use other materials, even branches, rope, twine, wire, what have you, and create your own trellis, and you'll definitely be able to utilize a lot more space by growing this way. So the way I put this together is I use these T-posts, and I still need to kind of level things out and pound some of these down. I might even cut off a few of these because they're all different sizes. Most of these T-posts I picked up at yard sales, people giving them away. Just over time I accumulated quite a few, and they've really come in handy in the garden. But if you were to purchase these at a hardware store, again, they're under $10 a piece. So this project could add up in cost depending on your situation. You have to decide whether or not this would be worth it. But I just wanted to give you guys the dimensions and share with you this whole design, because in a short amount of time this is all going to fill in with growth. We're going to be doing some planting today, some hugelkultur maintenance. Every year what I do is I add some fresh compost and soil, sometimes wood chips and mulch on top, and build these mounds back up, because they tend to break down and sink down about a foot each year. So I could just let it go and slowly reduce over time, but I like keeping them up a bit higher because it's easier for me to work. One of the benefits to hugelkultur is you have easier access as you do with the raised bed. You're not having to bend and stoop as steep as you do when you're planting directly in the ground. So this is going to be really cool. We got plans to grow calabash gourd, some loofah gourds, probably some vining crops like Malabar spinach, perhaps some nasturtium. Whatever vines and climbs, these do really well. Now, there are different types. There's a type of panel called a high panel, which looks like it would be really good because they have 4-inch squares, smaller squares. The issue I find with that is that it's going to be really hard to harvest larger climbing crops, like Armenian cucumbers is another one we're going to be growing up these trellis. But with these larger holes on the cattle panels, you can get your arm in there and pull out large fruits and vegetables. So I really, really like these. Now, I've utilized these throughout the garden to make garden arbors and all sorts of different trellis ideas that I have set up throughout the garden. I've got a panel connected to a couple 2x4s there in the back of the yard where I'm going to be growing some cold hardy kiwis. So a lot of uses for these. You can cut them down to size, obviously. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you and just give you guys an update. And again, remind you, utilize that vertical airspace. Don't let it go to waste. There's so much more production that you can get out of your garden when you do that. And a lot of plants actually prefer to climb. So whether you're doing green beans, snap peas, what have you, consider perhaps building yourself a trellis out of whatever materials you can find and get going on that. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead now and start getting ready to build up these hugelkulturs. I've got the wife with me today in the garden, and so we're going to be sifting some soil using our homemade compost trommel made out of a cement mixer and a wastebasket. If you haven't seen that video, check the link below. It's a quick and easy build. Again, small investment up front, but it's well worth it if you compare it to the cost of buying bagged soil and that sort of thing. You can definitely have your compost piles, your wood chip piles, just breaking down over the years, sift that out and get a lot of great organic mulch, soil, and compost for your garden. So We're going to probably put about, I don't know, maybe 5 inches or so, some fresh wood chip compost on the top of these mounds and start direct planting larger seed crops like the calabash gourd and like the loofah gourd. We're going to be plugging those in today. And then I'll be manually keeping these mounds moist over the next week or two while those sprouts get going. After that, one of the main benefits to hugelkultur is that water retention. I've been able to demonstrate that in the past. When I broke right into the middle of this hugelkultur, this used to extend all the way down to the end, and I cut right through it, and I was able to demonstrate for you guys and show you how the wood breaks down and turns sponge-like and holds in that moisture. That's the whole idea with hugelkultur. If you're not yet utilizing this technique in your garden, I would highly recommend you look into it. If you don't like the appearance, this natural appearance, which I love, there's other ways to go about it. You can create hidden hugelkultur, which I have also shown on this channel, utilizing just raised beds and burying that wood below the soil that you put on top. It saves you money on soil amendment. It saves you money or time when it comes to making your own compost, filling these beds, which can get quite expensive. Anyways, we're going to get going on sifting some soil. I'll go set up the camera over there so you guys can follow along while we get going on that. So here is the compost sifter, and we've already got a wheelbarrow full of some soil we can utilize here. This is some pretty good stuff here, as you can see. We'll start adding this onto the top of the hugelkultur, and then we'll go ahead and start making some more soil. This mound here is a combination of wood chips and other compost piles that have all been combined and been sitting here now for an average of about 2 years. There's a lot of soil to be taken out of here. Areas like this where there's a big gap, I want to fill in some larger pieces of wood or plant material before I backfill with the soil, so I'm not wasting too much soil in one particular spot. Here's some various mulching material, wood chips, plant matter that has died back. Over here I've got some comfrey growing on the edge, and I can just take some of these leaves and fill in gaps as well. Help to create a little bit of a retaining wall to hold the soil in. So with this batch, this is what we're ending up with. That is some beautiful compost. And on the other end, all the larger chunks of wood chips and dirt clods. And what I've been doing is just throwing this back at the edge of the pile and working my way through. But you could obviously use this for mulch as well around your plants. But just a couple minutes, we've got ourselves a wonderful amount of soil